So in this clip of George's swimming, he's using one of his favourite drills, aptly named fingertip drag. So just to explain what's going on, in the recovery, George is deliberately leaving his fingertips trailing through the water as he reaches forward to the front of the stroke. Now, the reasons for doing this drill might vary from person to person, but in George's case it's a very useful drill to help him keep on top of one of the flaws that starts to develop in his stroke if he doesn't pay attention to it. So George is prone to slapping his arms onto the surface of the water during the recovery phase, so hand entry isn't as clean as it could be, and we get a bit of downforce against the surface tension of the water all the way across the length of the arm, and that's inefficient. So the fingertip drag drill, as we watch it again in slow motion, just can't help but ensure that he keeps his elbow up as his fingertips and wrist pierce down into the water. So setting him up for this kind of position here and following through and piercing into the water. So we'll just watch the same thing on the other side. So this is the setup, essentially making sure that he's in this kind of position as a hand entry would happen in the normal stroke. So it's just correcting a slight tendency in George's case where he would otherwise be prone to slapping his a straight arm straight down onto the surface of the water. And this time we're going to let the video roll through, so just watch the drill a little bit more, and when he comes off the wall you'll see him carry the drill through into full stroke swimming. And the idea there is to try and get some immediate transfer of what you've been working on into the full stroke. So he's ditched the drill and he's just trying to ensure that he pierces in nicely into the water. So we'll just take a look at that, a few strokes over the surface of the water, just see how well he's transferring the drill or not. So there's the recovery, left arm. You can see what I mean, how easily that would transfer into, in a moment of lapse concentration, a bit more of a arm slapping onto the surface. So that's what he's trying to correct. You can see how vulnerable he is to it. Arm almost fully extended. If he extended any more, he'd be properly slapping into the water. The acid test is really, how much disruption there is to the water as he makes his strokes. So let's have a look. Trying to get in as clean as he can. Not too bad. Yeah, so if that was a full arm slap, there'd be huge displacement of water, creating lots of downforce, which lifts the front end of the stroke. So then that's what he's trying to avoid. He's trying to get into the water clean at the start of the stroke and get straight into a catch and pull. So that's the fingertip drill as demonstrated by George.